Welcome to Inside the Firm, a podcast dedicated to small business owners and hosted by entrepreneurs, Alex Gore and Lance Cayko. Each week, they take you on their journey of how to start, run, and grow a business by bringing you inside their architecture and real estate development firm. Get a behind-the-scenes tour of how these business leaders manage their clients and foster company culture while creating new and innovative projects. And now your hosts, Alex Gore and Lance Cayko.
Welcome to another episode of Inside the Firm. I am Alex Gore, your host. I'm here with your co-host, Lance Cayko. No nicknames today, but we have a great show for you. When will mortgage rates go down? And why can't people reply all? Holy cow, it's an issue. We'll dive into it. Before we dive into it, you can dive into RevitRocketShip.com. Go to RevitRocketShip.com. Check it out if it's a fit for you or your firm to make you faster, have more responsibility by the way that you model. Mimic how construction actually happens. You will get more reward. Go to RevitRocketShip.com. Take a look. Check it out.
Gain lessons learned and credits earned with ArcAdemy, ArcCat's continuing education platform. Listen to popular episodes of the Detailed podcast, super popular, by the way, and earn AIA-approved HSW credits. Choose an episode, check out the learning objectives, and use what you've learned while listening to the course. The program is free and can be found at arcat.com under the Resources tab, or just go to arcat.com/ARCATEMY. That's arcat.com/ARCATEMY. Check it out. I got through that.
All right. When will mortgage rates go down and what to know about the future of mortgage rates? So basically, this is what the article says. It's by E. Napolitano, that guy. If you're waiting for mortgage rates to drop before buying a home, experts suggest otherwise. Current financial and housing market data indicate little interest rate relief in the coming year. Plus, there's political turmoil, tariffs to consider, making building materials more expensive. If you want to buy, you're not entirely out of luck, but it's wise to consider a strategy that's less about mortgage rates and more focused on home ownership. So, basically, right now, as of yesterday, Freddie Mac reported rates for 30-year fixed mortgage had stayed below 7 for 16 consecutive weeks.
Is that good?
Below 7?
I mean, then is the 16 weeks good?
Honestly, I think it has to be at 5 for people to feel good. Like, the issues is that we still aren't creating enough home. That's what I wish Trump would create a federal emergency about. Is let's build home. Let's cut through all this red tape. Let's make it so that, like, basically we can go back to 2012 IRC codes. Somehow we can get rid of these NIMBY processes.
Here's the thing, though.
Yep.
For the new builders, just so you know, like people like Richmond, people like Toll Brothers, they are actually still offering people rates below through 4%. Do you know that?
Yeah, they're doing it through buying the
they
points.
They buy a bunch of mortgages, and you do pay for it.
Yeah,
in a way, like they add it onto your mortgage, so you're buying down points. Like
you're buying down
exactly a ton of points, right?
Yes.
And houses are still not flying off the shelf, Al. So I think it's just a multi-pronged situation, right? It's got to be because unemployment rates keeps ticking up. I just saw a headline on LinkedIn this morning that people are this. It was kind of I don't know. I saw this headline. I was like, okay, that's only 4 years, and the headline was people have the most anxiety they've had since 2021 about jobs. About finding a job, keeping a job, all that stuff. And I was like, that's 4 years.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's Lance is the worriedest he's ever been since last week. Okay.
Which like, let's pretend that's true. It's like, because yesterday I was just saying, like, man, I'm having a really good day.
Yeah.
A really good day. Best day I've had.
Yeah.
Best mood I've been in a week. And all of a sudden.
Verse, Lance has been the most worried he's ever been in 20 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. We did not get a rate cut. That happened just 2 days ago on May 6th, I think.
Yep. So continuing, the federal fund rate tends to directly influence rates on shorter term lending. While they aren't directly based on the Fed's rates, they typically mirror the fund rate trends. So the next Fed meeting is set for June 17th and 18th. And the CME Federal Watch tool, there's a roughly, this is what it says, 83% chance the Fed will not cut rates at this meeting. The only thing they say that this tool is usually pretty reliable, but they cherry pick because I've watched this tool a lot and it swings wildly. So right now it'll say 80%, 3% chance they're not going to cut it. Yeah. All of a sudden, let's say Trump gets a China deal done,
keep going
a Canada
that's what I'm
deal,
looking up.
a Mexico deal, all that other stuff. All of a sudden that watch tool thing will go to like, oh, now there's a 60% chance we will get a rate cut. And then they'll say, see, the tool is right. It's like, no, you're literally flip-flopping on information, which is fine to adjust from, but like it's not that predictive.
Yeah. Here's the dates coming up. So let's see, May. There you go. May 2nd, 2025, tariffs on low-value shipments from China were increased to 90%, with the specific duty of $100 per postal item. Yeah, so I thought there was something else coming up.
Well, the UK just made a deal with the US.
Yep.
It was rumored that India was going to come right next, but India is, starting a war with Pakistan. And Pakistan started a war with India. But that would have been great because if India would have done it, then China would have done it. Would have had pressure to do a deal. The conspiracy theory is that China used its CIA to make its assets in Pakistan attack India because of India's growing relationship with the U.S., Apple moving its manufacturing there and all that stuff. Here's what it is. July. This is why it's significant. So June 17th is the next Fed meeting. That's significant for everybody. And then July 8th, 2025, the 90-day pause on high reciprocal tariffs for countries other than China announced expires. This could lead to reimposition of the reciprocal tariffs. So, yeah. And then June 1st, the duty on low-value shipments from China is set to increase, blah, blah, blah. We already talked about that more or less. So, I don't know. And Trump said he's already considering bringing it down from 140 to 80% to start the negotiations with China.
Yeah.
So
it says, and by the way, this I'm asking Grok. Additionally, posts on X suggest that the U.S. may lower tariffs on China from 145% to 50 to 54% as early as next week, around May 12th, to May 16th, potentially tied to trade negotiations starting in Switzerland. However, this information is unconfirmed. Yeah, it's speculative.
Yep.
Yeah. If you're looking to buy, that's what I think. Like, hey, man, buy the dip. I'm up. Everybody, if you got cash, buy the dip. That's what you should be watching for, really, I think, is like, we've already said this at the beginning. It's going to be another choppy year. It's going to be another choppy year economically, or up or down. And then we end up in the middle. Not the worst.
The past month, me and my friends, that's like all the negative news. It's just been buy. Things.
Yeah, since the negative stuff, for sure.
Yep. Things just turned south right now as we speak. But I always then go look at Yahoo Finance.
Am I down?
But it doesn't mean. Do you see everything how it's correlating down? But it could just be a normal swing. Yeah, we're at negative 0.15. So that's
I'm still
nothing.
super happy right now.
It's nothing.
All right, what do we got next, Al?
So that directly leads into multifamily developer confidence falls in the first quarter.
Yeah.
I think people have been anticipating the rate change and it hasn't came yet, so they've just like given up. So again, it's the same kind of reading on let's just read it. The multifamily market survey released today by the National Association of Home Builders their index reading of 44, down 3 points year over year. So apparently this is on a scale of 0 to 100.
And it's much like the AA. If it's over 50, it's good.
Yep. So down 44. So what's weird now too is us talking a year ago.
Yeah.
I was probably wrong. I was wrong because it was like, start your project now. In a year, then rates will be down and it'll be ready to build.
Yeah.
So right now I'm beaten down because it's like, how often can you say that and not be true?
I know.
So I'm not saying that now, which means that now it probably is true.
Yeah.
So who knows? Okay, Lance. Moving on.
All right. The last one I got here is, which is not the title of the show, but subtitle. Are we the only one who cares who replies all? Like I'm wondering. I am wondering if we are actually, because if we weren't, it seems like people would figure it out better. And I'm not joking. It has been happening so often. I was trying to find an article that would help my case here, but actually I found more articles that would not help my case / our case. And it seems as it, and this is also like, so from the nonprofit I have.
Yep.
I have experienced something very similar, like tangentially. So I've told, it's mostly ladies I'm working with over there, by the way. They're on the board, they're garden leaders, all this. They're great, but like they're apprehensive about copying me on all the emails. Initially, they're apprehensive about me being completely okay with. We get all these inquiries from the web, right? You can imagine people want to volunteer. Reporters reach out to me because they wanted me to do press.
Yep.
People want to join the garden, and I had this discussion with the gal who is the plot registrar a couple years ago, and she goes, "Oh my gosh, won't that be overwhelming for you to get all these emails?" And I go, "No, look, I will just forward them on. It's like I'm accepting this as part of my job, my volunteer job."
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be overwhelming for me. I'm like, well, that's you. Like that's not how I work at all. Then I had a lunch with the gal who is co-leading the new garden with me with our expansion. And I found myself telling her this story as well and having to reassure her that, like, please copy me on all the emails you're sending as the co-leader, so I'm kept abreast. Isn't that just going to overwhelm? These people are retired as well. I gotta state that part. Like, these people are retired. I'm not retired. I'll never retire, right? Like, on all these effing jobs. And well, that would overwhelm me. Well, not me. Like, what gives me anxiety
is not knowing.
Like, I need things to be cinched up. I'm happy to be in the know. I've accepted my life as a happy warrior with a ton going on in my brain. And I have to quiet the parts in my brain. Yep. Like, that's what has to happen, right? So I looked up, I'm like,
can I add on to that?
Yeah.
To that. So there's also levels to this. This is what's so crazy. Remember, so Lance and I are busy. When Jeff Bezos was at Amazon, he's not at Amazon. He had Jeff at Amazon.com, whatever. And he would look at his emails because I tracked it. And he looked at our Amazon proposal and then forwarded it on to 11 different people. So, like, imagine how many emails he's getting. Delete, forward, delete, forward, delete. What are we talking? Like, there's even more room to grow. We could get, there's way more emails.
The assumption of subordinates to their superiors. And I don't mean in the sense that anybody's lesser or better than anybody else, but there's definitely hierarchies that exist. So if you're like me or Al and you're at the top of the hierarchy because you're a CEO or you're the president of your own nonprofit or blah, 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 right? Is like, I think you can't lose sight of the fact that you're always going to have to reassure your subordinates about things that they don't know about, that they're speculating about.
Yep.
Right?
Yes.
That's sort of the lesson here.
That, because it's happened in different ways. Maybe it'll come to the top of our mind where it was like, oh, we thought this. Like, oh no, not in the slightest.
Not at all. You just your brain, your crazy brain person, whoever you are, subordinate, your crazy brain you just kept going. You got into a loop. You start spiraling, and you start making like craziness. And then it's like, whoa! And then you grab them, pull them right back over here, and go, nope, just everything's okay.
Yep.
Tell me about your fears. Oh, that's not a fear of mine. Shouldn't be a fear of yours, et cetera, et cetera. Anyway, so I looked up, why do people fail to reply all or whatever? Dude, it was nonstop of like people explaining on Reddit, people explaining on blogs about them going, apparently people have an anxiety about this. Apparently people are so tepid about it that, and it could be because they made a mistake earlier in their lives where they accidentally replied all when they shouldn't have, and they said something about somebody else in the thread, and it's like, well, so now Lance and Al and F9 and everybody else has to suffer because of your one mistake. This is bonkers. I mean, I understand. Just say it. Just say it. Please, please. More John 8:32 in our lives. The truth shall set you free. Like, you will be free if you just tell me the truth. If you tell Al the truth, you will be free from your anxiety. That's one of the whole points of that verse, right? The truth shall set you free. Like, don't be burdened by your truth.
It's almost.
I can't believe I'm so upset about this today.
It's almost the Hegseth curse.
Yeah.
Because
Pete Hegseth. Yes.
Yep,
I know what you're talking about.
And maybe that's it. Maybe they not only said something, or they included the wrong person. But this is what's so crazy is I actually give a lot more grace to a homeowner than to a business person. Because the homeowner, like, maybe they don't do this
often, probably not often.
And then I'm like, but you do when you make plans for your guys' trips or your girls' trips. You know what I mean?
There's a group chat.
And
almost everybody I know at this point has a family group chat. Like, I'm sure you have one, right?
Yep.
Multiple family group chats, as a matter of fact.
Friends group chats.
Oh,
different friend group chat. Yep. So, like, that's why I have grace. Normally what happens is you just ask them once, and they're like, oh, yeah, sorry about that. The business people that don't do it blow my mind. The business people that even after you tell them once or twice and they still can't do it, I'm like, how do you even operate?
How do you operate? How do you exist? How are you profitable?
How are things getting done? What is going on?
Yeah.
That's the one I don't get.
So I have this article I have pulled up. It says it all. It's from Stylist, whatever that is. Why are some people so bad at replying to messages? The reality of navigating life as an awful replier. So it's a bigger like, oh my gosh, you won't even reply. And this is what I've wondered too. Why are some of us so bad at replying to our WhatsApp and social media messages, email, same thing? What does it say about people? Stylist Lauren Gell investigates. Take a look through my phone and on any given day, and you're likely to be confronted by a myriad of red notification circles. From DMs on Instagram and Twitter to endless group chats on WhatsApp, the story is the same. Long list of unread messages waiting for me to open. I am, for want of a better phrase, a bad replier. It's not like I want to be this way. Oh, give me a break. I would love my friends and family if I could add an out of office to my phone, which would tell my contacts to expect a reply within 5 minutes to 7 working days. I would. It's not a conscious behavior either. I'm not actively avoiding people, and I don't secretly reply to some people while leaving others out to dry. This is like mind-blowing to me. I even go through periods where I make a conscious effort to change my ways, throwing apologies for my rubbish replying skills all over the place, but somehow I always find myself turning back to my old my old bad replying ways. I know what you're thinking. Quote, just reply. Is that what you were thinking, Al? Or were you thinking...
I want to keep... The story has intrigued me. Keep going, please.
Right? Like, I've always wondered myself, but no matter how many times I tell myself it's time to make a change, I always find myself either A, opening a message and forgetting to reply, or B, seeing that notification pop up and telling myself I'll reply later when I have time to think of a response. And without fail, I always end up back in the same place, hastily typing, so sorry, I've only just seen this, or shit, saw this and forgot to reply a week later in an attempt not to look like a completely horrible person. I know I'm not the only one who berates themselves for being such a bad replier. Freelance editor and writer Kaylee Dre is also affected by this confusing struggle.
Before you go on,
yeah,
I'm so interested in this. I think people need to compartmentalize, and I'm not the best at this, and I've seen examples of this. So like, there's this family text thing. Yeah. When people say news and stuff like that, I don't always want to reply.
There was last night, I got back from the mountains, 30 messages from in my family group chat. Didn't reply to any of them. It wasn't necessary. That one wasn't necessary.
Yep. So like that, I'm trying to learn the lessons of I have a golf chat group with the golf boys. There's three of us just go back and forth and say ridiculous things and whatever. And the rest of them just watch. And then every once in a while they'll chime in. I'm like, oh, that's perfect. They're just like, there's people on that thread, let's just say 8 people, who said like 2 things over 5 years.
But if you're prompted, if the email goes to you, what the?
But here's the difference though. Like if it's like, hey, everyone, let us know when you're flying in. Like so we can coordinate cars. You need to reply to that. And they do. So it's like, what is the hang up here? Like you can, let's take the golf thing. You can just like observe your friends just being hilarious and then just be like, my flight's at 10:30. Hopefully Joe can pick me up. Yeah, cool.
Yep. I know. It continues. I have the very best intention when it comes to WhatsApp. I truly I do, she tells me. I have a nasty habit, however, of reading messages, replying in my brain, and then never sending anything. Days later, I'll receive a pointed hello ? Exclamation. I do that too. Are you dead? Oh my God, that's literally what I say. I said that to Al yesterday. I go, are you alive? But I knew he was golfing.
Yeah. No, but I said, I'm golfing. You're like, oh yeah, I forgot.
Yep, exactly. Follow-up message. Follow-up message from the pal or relative in question. Honestly, check my inbox. It's 76% of messages like this prompting me to. I want to murder right now. To any friends and family reading this, please know that when I tell you I'm so sorry. I meant to reply to this ages ago. I 100% mean it from the bottom of my heart because I don't like being this way. I hate picking up the days-old threads of an old conversation and trying to wrangle them back into something fresh and exciting. I hate the idea that anyone, would ever be sat waiting for a message from me and feeling weird about it. I'm socially anxious myself, and I'm honestly filled with dread whenever I have to prod someone to respond. I get off on it. I should bottle up all of my serum, whatever it is. We'll call it Lance serum, and I will give it to you people because I get off. You need to be of the mindset of like, I get off on prodding people. Maybe this is why the juxtaposition of me versus these people is so brutal. Okay, and I'm honestly filled with dread whenever I have to prod someone to respond to anything. But despite all of this, I just don't seem to be able to shake the bad habit of a lifetime. I am bad at replying to messages, and that is my cross to bear. Sorry.
So I looked up this author because I was going to say something. So this author just writes things about, hey, I'm running, how to be stress-free, lower back pain, just normal stuff. Because what I was going to say is like this, I feel like this author isn't the only one. And there's probably other ones who have this lifestyle and this issue, but are also like blogging and telling me how to live my life. Like
you had time to blog but not reply. Keep going.
But like basically saying, all white people are racist. Again, this isn't this author or anything like this, but I'm like, you can't even reply all. Like stop trying to tell society how to live and what's going on when you can't even manage a simple task. So I did look up this author. This is not this author, but it was just triggering me. Please continue.
That's it. That's all I got. Honestly, I mean,
so there was no
what
conclusion? There was
Okay. Hold on. I'll pull up the conclusion. By the way, if you're watching on YouTube, we totally forgot to record. And we spent 5 minutes trying to set up record. I'm so sorry.
Look at us.
It is what it is.
You guys can't even record your own podcast.
It is what it is. Here's the end. I'm not saying being a bad replier is a good thing. And I hate the idea that my actions may make someone doubt our friendship. But I think we all need to take the pressure off of ourselves a bit and stop apologizing so much when it comes to managing our digital behavior. No, you need to apologize. You need to write to me and apologize, woman. For now, then, I'm going to stop making excuses for my bad replying and make an effort to be as honest as possible going forward. I may be a bad replier. At least you admit it. I mean, that's the first step. But I'm there for my friends and family when they really need me. And isn't that... Oh, what a cope! And isn't that the most important thing of all, Bill? That is a cope and you know it. And you know what that relates to. That last sentence literally relates to our private group chat.
So,
Oh my God, it's not the most important thing of all.
one of my friends was a bad replier, and it was everything this person was saying. The thing that changed, one, he just changed a little bit, but then also two, we changed to doing voice memos.
Good enough.
We did voice memos.
Good
Now I
enough.
get 9-minute. We call them podcasts from each other.
Private podcasts.
Yep, we
you
get
guys are
private-
You guys, frankly, you guys are privately podcasting.
Yep.
What am I going to disagree with this? As
Nope.
a podcaster? No.
Nope. So maybe send them a voice memo back.
Hey, a little video.
Look, they'd be like, "Wow, went from worst to first." It's not just a text,
dude.
Our voice.
And if you want,
worst
look,
to
first of all,
worst to first.
yes, worst to first, and I'm gonna go one more. Like I do videos every once in a while. Every once in a while, I'll send people a video.
Every once in a while, yeah.
Yep. Sent Al one from the woods a couple months ago.
Yep.
I was Lance Goggins.
Yeah.
It was great.
Yep.
It was motivating.
Yes. yes.
All right. If you like this episode, you're watching on YouTube, like, subscribe, leave us a positive comment. Somebody try to beat Jason Altman. He's the MVP. If you're listening on iTunes, 5-star review. Anything else, Al?
Yes. If this is your struggle, I know we were joking. Like, try something. Try anything different that fits more in your lifestyle. Because what if it's not? What if you hate texting? Maybe you just want to do voice to text. Like, try something different and see if that works. Because what you're doing isn't working.
You're hurting us. All of us.
Okay, reply all. What's a hack for reply all? Make it its standard. I'm sure you can make it standard. Just make it standard now. That the default button is reply all. Done.
We'll see you next week.